Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian,
Good evening.
and host of the Strat Chat podcast and the Kyle Petty Show, Kyle Petty.
Hello, hello.
We're back for the Amazing Race, everyone. This is the Amazing Race 36 season finale. Please like and subscribe here, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all at the Reality Guys for all of your Amazing Race coverage, all of your CBS reality coverage, and all of your reality TV. Full spoilers off the top here, everyone. We will do our full recap, but I do not want to bury the lead. Congratulations to our winners, Ricky and Caesar. 7 legs won. I think it's very appropriate to say maybe the GOATs, maybe the single best single race run from just a success standpoint. I know Logan and some of our commenters, you guys let me know if you think there are other people in contention for that. But at least for what we've watched and reviewed on the channel, guys, they are the best team I've ever seen do it. They were really cool. Love seeing it. They were regular guys too. They weren't athletes per se. They weren't, so, they're just kind of 2 guys in a relationship and pretty normal. I know Brian has some things to talk about, possibly of some chicanery, but I want to say congratulations off the top.
Congratulations to the 2 guys. I love them. No notes. I'm pleased.
Look, I'm gonna start off. I like them. I don't want. I feel like I just give everyone who watches this, I'm like this negative asshole. But I just thought there's a few things in the finale I just like a little fishy to me. Like that, he's like, "Oh, I live down the street," and "Oh, I used to be a mascot," and I'm just like, "All right." Like I used to weld. I used to do this. I just thought it was interesting that all of these things kind of have aligned. The only thing that didn't work out for them was the windsurfing, and they got out of it anyways. But like I'm fine with them winning. I said it last week. As long as Amber and Vinny didn't win, I was pretty happy with any team winning.
Damn. What should be with Amber and Vinny?
Speaking of
what's my beef with them? I don't know. I just didn't really love the way that like he was talking to her. But
didn't love the way he was talking to her, but obviously she did because we got a proposal. That was sweet talk. Apparently, he was speaking her love language all season. Apparently, as he was berating her across the
world,
literally. So okay, congrats to them. I hope that they were watching our reviews, they could understand where we were coming from. And also the fact that this race that spent no time in America ended in Philadelphia, my hometown. A lot of those locations I've literally been to all those locations, but I've had like significant life events in a lot of those locations. So it was fun to see, and we'll obviously address that as we go. We did begin the final 2 legs. It was in Sosua Beach in the Dominican Republic. You had to board a boat, and then you all had to dive down to grab the first route info. Early contender there for Mario Party reference, guys, right? Deep sea divers. I think that's like a low hanging fruit there for that one. I liked it. You had to go and get one of the dive kits. I like how legs can start a little more dynamically. So that was a plus for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
One thing, Brian, you addressed pre-show, which was a little bit of a bummer, I think, for a final leg too, is that the fact is like there wasn't really no advantage to doing well in any of these legs leading up to and during this finale. Coming in first place in a leg, second place really made no difference.
That's I just don't understand that, but you Phil.
Yeah, really shouldn't be.
The next detour was the run sip. It was to take the 6 orders from the Pirates and make their drinks. Now, look, I loved the Pirates. I think they were great. They were singing the Yo Ho songs. They all had their own drink. It reminded me like there was like Power Rangers. They all had like their drink of choice that they were like yelling out. But I think it's fair to say this was not a very difficult challenge.
No, and there was something kind of strange about this though, because I thought that when he read the rules, he said something you had to memorize something. I didn't see any memorization necessary here. Like I thought maybe that even like the order of the drinks or like who ordered what. No, they just went one by one down the thing. There was a binder with everything in there. I mean, like, who couldn't do this? You never made a drink?
they like almost dumbed it down. Like I agree with you. I thought they were gonna have to get 6 drink orders and make all 6, and then
Yep.
give
Deliver
it to
them.
them, and hopefully they gave it to the right person. That's where I thought it was gonna go. It was
Something. Yeah.
Nothing.
Was it easy as hell? Yeah. I would have loved to be a judge on this one
Oh, well, definitely.
because
I'd
you
like
got
to be a
what,
pirate.
4 sets of drinks probably, and like man, if this was week 1 and you or see episode 1 and you're in there, those pirates would have really been pirates. They would have been drunk off their ass if they were getting, especially if the drinks were wrong and they had to keep drinking. Like you know what I mean? Like if they actually did it the way we said it, where it's like this
Messed up.
guy's drinking his 5th mojito, but one it's wrong. Got like you know what I mean? Like, he's just
In
like
the wrong cup,
Right.
though.
I think that would have been really funny. They could have done a whole episode on that, just like yo ho ho, all this stumbling around, playing. Then one guy's playing the accordion and he's got like a parrot. It would have been great. It would have been
Right.
great.
You wouldn't even really know if he was actually being like correct in
Yeah.
saying that it was not correct.
Yeah, and the judge is like, oh, it's in the right cup. It looks okay. Righto, like
Been like a great.
take a sip of it. Like this isn't.
Right. I thought that was strange too. Like that didn't look like a check at all. Like
They didn't give a shit. Those pirates.
Like we
They
can't
just wanted
waste too
their
much alcohol.
drinks.
Yeah, we can't waste too much alcohol here. This could be pricey.
right. What happened to the wrong drinks?
Yeah, exactly.
The next route info was going to bring them to Cabaret Beach. Something that was notable for this leg was that Letitia was going to have to do all the roadblocks because Rod had done all of them last week to try to launch them up, which it had brought them up in the standings. So you could say it worked, but this will obviously come into play throughout this leg. The next roadblock was to take a stand. That was the parasailing that Brian's already referenced. You had to stand on a parasail for 60 seconds. Various degrees of success here. I mean, Letitia does super well, knocks it right out. Juan does it in 3 attempts. But Ricky, I mean, what it ended up being like 20 something attempts?
It was 20 something. Yeah.
Yeah, he exaggerated, said 50, but it definitely wasn't that much. I think it's in the 20s.
Yeah,
Like,
he said 50
outrageous.
and they showed 21st attempt when he said 50. So I don't think we ever got to 30. So
I mean,
20.
it's outrageous. And again, seeing how they end up pulling it out, there's a few things that happened during this leg where I during this final that I'm like, man, I thought they were going to end up being punished for it. This one being one of them. How the hell were what's the name so far behind? Vinny and Amber. How the hell were they that far behind?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense.
Like seriously, that's something I do want to know.
Wasn't the next thing them going to like the go-karts, the mud carts, and driving, right? That was the next step after this. I thought they did it. I thought Ricky and Caesar, they've kind of went at the exact same time. So where was the disconnect?
Something that we'll probably find out here in these interviews. The finale ones are the ones I'm fine with like listening to because obviously nothing's going to get spoiled for any further legs. But again, commenters, let us know these things. These are the things because we don't have the time to help honestly listen to any of the other podcasts. So let us know. We do want to know. We may not like the answers, but at least we'll know. The next thing was route info. Brian, you were correct. It was to Olympus Beach. You had to ride the dune buggy and then do a tandem kayak across the water to Wilson's Bar. A lot of bars in this Dominican themed one. I actually had a lot of fun with this first leg of the second half of the 2. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it just was the challenges were a little more difficult. When you say the drink one, we were talking about it right here. Watching it, I liked it, but now I think about it, it was the difficulty was like a 0.
Well, especially compared to some of the other challenges that you see when we get to Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some of them.
Well, we're going to get to that now. Obviously, we said Vinny and Amber did not make it to Philadelphia as contestants. They did make it to Philadelphia as engaged partners. So we do say congratulations there. Like I said, everyone, we finished the final leg, very random. This is obviously during COVID and things, and you could see the masks still and stuff. And Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my hometown. Brian and I both still live right in some suburbs of Philadelphia. So this was an easy one for me to follow along with and definitely had a lot of context how far away things were for one another. They started off at Lincoln Financial Field. That's where the Philadelphia Eagles play. This was a roadblock of who's got team spirit. You saw all the Philadelphia sports mascots. You had Gritty from the Flyers. You had Fanatic, the Philly Fanatic from the Phillies. You'd Swoop the Eagles one. I forget what the other one who they had
It's
there.
Temple.
Oh, Temple. It's Swoop. It's like a.
Is Temple Swoop as well?
Oh no. Temple's the owl. I don't know. Maybe he's just the owl. Owly. Let's go with Owly. Owly the owl.
Is St. Joe's the one where the guy who's the
The
mascot
hawk.
has to
They
constantly
can't
slap his
stop.
leg? Yeah, that's what they should have had on there. Like, put them to work, man.
The
Drexel Dragons. They should have had them all there. Like, I know sometimes even UD pops into.
oh, his name's Hooter. Hooter the
Hooters?
owl. Hooter.
Yeah. Ayo.
The only one of these that I actually knew was Gritty.
Oh, you don't know the Fanatic, huh?
I've
Gritty.
seen the Eagle Man, and I've seen that
The
green
Eagle
thing.
Man.
The Eagle Man and the
Pigeon
green thing.
Man.
Yeah. Who is the Fanatic? The green
He's the
thing?
Phillies.
That's the Phillies, yeah.
Fanatic.
The Phillies, who again stomped the Mets again today for their third win in a row over the Mets. So let's go Phils. Okay, this is where things start to get goofy, guys. The mascot thing was fun. They had the t-shirt shot. Like that was all well and good. Not a super difficult challenge, right?
No.
Next was the most obvious thing that was going to happen on this leg. They would have to go to Pat's and Geno's, right? We knew it. You knew it. We all knew it. Except for Juan and Shane. And apparently that the parking lot attendant at the link who kept calling it a pizza joint, and they didn't understand what he was saying. He was trying to just say it's like it's just like it's not a restaurant. That's what that dude was trying to say to them. And they just like there was like, yeah, it's a pizza joint. Like that guy knows it's not a pizza joint. Like I refuse to believe that the security guard didn't know. But like he just was using like a very old vernacular. And these guys drove to New Jersey, dude. Guys, you have to cross a bridge. Like they had to cross the bridge, and then they were riding on a highway. And I've been to those Pat Selects. They're great. They're good.
Yeah, those are one of my really good friends' family business. So the one that they went to, shout out to Gio. Know who you are. Salute.
We'll come in. It's great now because we were going to do our reality TV food reviews, and now we can actually go to Pat's and do
I've
a
honestly
review.
probably eaten at that one before. There's a really good chance.
Yeah, I think I have for sure. I have one in my town. They're good. They're honestly better cheesesteaks there than you would get at Pat's and Geno's.
No, yeah, dude, Pat's and Geno's cheesesteaks. I don't like Swiss cheese. I don't like string or spray cheese on anything. That
You mean Whiz?
Yeah, Whiz. Woof. No.
I like Whiz on fries.
You know what? You guys are from the area. I'm always told that the best cheesesteaks actually come from the Alessandros.
That's a suburb one out in like near
I don't know if I've had them.
that's like Manayunk out by like Manayunk, Roxborough. There's
really?
That's D'Alessandro's and Chubby's. Like they have like two places right across the street from each other. D'Alessandro's is good as well. I like places like
I've been out in Manayunk a lot.
Really?
I like
yeah.
I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, Castle Rocks.
Same. Oh my! Did you just say Castle Rocks?
Castle Rocks.
Wait, why are you down here? Why were you down here doing that?
I had some people that like
I have a lot of friends in Philly. Like,
dude, I wonder if we're ever in the same place. I used to go there out there like religiously a year or two out of college.
Me too.
CJ and X.
CJ and X was my spot. That was that dude. Yeah, we've talked about that. That was my spot. That was great burgers there. They still are there. Mm-hmm. We'll do it again. We'll get that going, obviously. Anyway, they blew the race by doing that because these guys still came in second somehow. Like that's a long detour, guys. Like I need to know. I think they would have won this race if they didn't do that. I'm telling you, they would have won.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, where was the disconnect of all the other things where it got as close? You think it was editing that made them look like they were actually close, though?
That's what I want to know. That's of any of my questions, frankly, not like how did that happen to them? I get it happened, but I want to know how far behind they were in second. If it's less than 30 minutes, they would have won. Because
watching this, I never thought. I said this pretty good. I never thought that I knew that Ricky and Caesar were going to win with at least 30 minutes left. There was never a doubt in my mind they weren't winning.
Well, Brian, the other people were in New Jersey.
Right. But I mean, just all the other things like just happening. Like it just, I never felt like on this episode after they got to Philly that it was a close race at all. And that's kind of my biggest gripe with the episode is like, it just never felt close. Remember with the last season when they had to do like different tasks all over town? You can kind of make it look like it was close with like
Yeah.
editing because you don't know where people are. But like when you're all on the straight path here, it kind of takes away like what's the suspense of like where they like did the thing where it's like, oh, people are running. I'm like, if it's not Ricky and Caesar, then they stink if they can't win this.
I would like the finale legs to be like one of those legs where you have to complete, say, 3 tasks and you can do it in whatever order you like.
That was last season, right? They did that
Yeah,
last
I
season.
would
I
like
like
that.
Yes.
Like I would like that. Like that to me adds the drama to it. You don't need.
Yeah.
They knew they were in first the whole time because they had the dune buggies. They had.
Yep.
I mean, even back then, they knew they weren't in last. They're like, oh, we're straight.
Yeah.
We didn't get eliminated because we're.
Yeah, and if there's no advantage to getting in first to get in the top three, then
Then
like
who
what is
cares?
you know what I mean? Like who cares? So like I
Just
just
don't be last. Yeah.
that's like just so many like just little things that just find fishy.
They spent a lot of the rest of the race in Old City, which is obviously where all the old Revolutionary War buildings, Independence Hall, that kind of touristy stuff that's still there. They went to Betsy Ross's house. They went to the Arch Street. What's it called? The Arch Street Meeting House. That's where they did their Survivor style 3D puzzle, which was the Liberty Bell puzzle. That was fine. But they also back at Head House had to do the flag, that stuff. That was a pretty interesting one. No, having to memorize the order, the having the kind of like puzzle. Also having to recite the the was it the preamble?
Yeah.
Like those were again, those are
That was
they're
hard.
not outrageous like out of left field things, but they're tough, especially when you're trying to your adrenaline's
Yeah,
pumping, right? And you're
time.
panicking.
Yep.
Like I like those. They're simple, but they work.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the challenges were bad. I just think that like the old city ones, like the mascot one, could have been way harder. But just like those other ones, I thought it was good for history of the city. Thought they were challenging. I never felt like I wish they were all in the same location at once. Like people putting the stars on, like organizing the states in order. I think it would have been more fun as a viewer.
I had a blast with the mascot one.
Yeah,
So
oh my
I,
God.
I was definitely the intended audience here. I just thought it was so funny watching them do that little rope thing and they had to like kick really high. Like the whole thing. I was just smiling the entire time. It was super fun.
The race ended at the Glen Ford Estate that is in Fairmount Park. It's a big public park in Philadelphia. They do weddings and events. I'm pretty sure me and Emily actually looked at that as a possible venue at one point when we were looking to get married years ago. Like, you know what I mean? It's actually interesting to see that. Uh, cool ending spot though. Is a beautiful place. Nice to be there on the river. Uh, this race overall, again, they did a great job as far as at least not showing us any of these production problems that we heard about and we were always kind of keeping our eye out for. It wasn't the most involved race, obviously. They didn't geographically go super crazy and such, but overall, I thought this was a good season. I really did. I liked the people on the season. I think we got to have a memorable. This Ricky and Caesar run is super memorable. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really don't have a ton of complaints about the season. I would have liked the finale, like I said, to have a different structure, but besides that, I think they did the best of what they had, and I thought they did a good job with it.
I can
Yeah,
agree with
I
that.
thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't really have high hopes for it because I knew this was recorded before the last ones. I was like, why?
435, yeah,
Yeah, it's like, why is this being held? I had very, very low expectations,
Yeah.
but this was a good time.
it's awesome.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody who comments. Please check out all of our other content. We do Survivor if you're into CBS reality. We do a ton of other things, whether you're into Bravo, whether you're into Netflix, whether you're into VH1, anything and everything in between, we got it covered. But Kyle, where can people find you?
Strat Chat, we're doing the challenge All Stars 4. We do it live Thursdays at 8. And then we're doing Survivor 46 Mondays at 9. All the Strat Chat pod. Find us on YouTube.
We appreciate Kyle this whole season, and hopefully have you back for Survivor finale next week. Absolutely. But for myself, Brian, Kyle, thank you all so much for watching this season. See you next race.